About 30 area residents from several different towns converged at the Manchester Community Library on Tuesday, November 1st, to hear about a proposed restructuring of the Manchester Elementary School into an independent town academy, attached to or associated with Burton Academy. The idea was one the Manchester School Board formed a committee to look at last year when Act 46 raised concerns on the part of some school directors that local control of their school would be diluted under a consolidated school district mandated under the new statute. But that committee did not produce a concrete proposal or recommendation before dissolving. Now, however, a group of residents is hoping to breathe new life into the idea and gather enough signatures to place an article in the warning for the March town meeting to take a formal vote on the question as a way to gauge public sentiment on it. However, the idea of a town academy has so far failed to gain much traction with the leadership at Burton. Last week, school officials said that they did not envision being able to support a change of this magnitude at this time. Brian Vogel, a former school board chairman of the Manchester School District, outlined what he saw as some of the benefits.
You asked what other benefits we saw.
Yeah, educational benefits.
Integration of curriculum, better integration of curriculum. Also, in terms of budgeting, there have been several national studies that have shown that independent schools or private schools tend to keep tighter control of their budgets and have smaller annual increases than most public schools.
However, some members in the audience expressed skepticism, asking how townspeople would have more control of an independent town academy than they would with a public school board whose directors were elected by area voters.
When you talk about control and us losing control locally because we're going to have fewer school board members in the larger district, when you have an independent school, if it's modeled after the BBA model, we have no control. It's an independent board that independently appoints its board members, independently develops its budget, and the only control the town has currently is at a meeting, at a floor meeting, is to say, we approve your tuition or not. And typically, they pass on a tuition increase the last 5 years. It goes to the school board. School board feels they don't have much choice to deal with it, and it ends up penalizing the elementary school budget. That's what's happened the last 5 years.
Neil McIntyre, the principal of the Floodbrook School in Londonderry, expressed concern about how the proposal for a town academy would fit in with the merger study talks underway between Manchester and 8 other towns.
So personally, for the people in my community, something that concerns me is that if a referendum vote for this initiative was successful, it would leave 8 other towns twisting in the wind. It would effectively end the work of the North Shire Merger Committee. And it would, we would no longer qualify for a merger under Act 46 because we would no longer meet minimum thresholds in terms of number of students. So what it would do is it would take 8 other communities and send them all the way back to square one with no dance partners, very close to the end of the dance. And so I'm here rather selfishly to try to advocate for the people in our 4 communities on the other side of the hill. And I just think that the Merger Study Committee has been doing a tremendous amount of very good work. They've come together and really, as a group, they've kept students and student learning at the center of all of their thinking and everything that they've done, and I commend them for that. And I would hate to see that work unraveled for hopes and wishes that really, to me, sound like they're not fleshed out. They're not at all well articulated. I don't necessarily object to a lot of the ideas, but what I do object to is that there is no concrete plan. So,
Kate McNabb, a member of the local group of residents who have been exploring the idea of a town academy, and another former Manchester School Board member and chairwoman, said that she thought the idea of forming a school with Burton was attractive, but they were also open to hearing other options that would better preserve local control of the school outside of an Act 46 merger.
And while I absolutely understand why BBA doesn't feel that this is the right time for that discussion, I think it raises the larger question of, well, what are our options? What do we, as a community, what options do we have? So that was kind of, we've pivoted a little bit. We're still, that's still the dream, would be an expanded VBA, because as I said, they're such a wonderful school, and I think all of our children could really benefit. But part of tonight is really becoming informed about Act 46, hearing what's going on in other towns, and really just trying to, find options.
For now, Town Academy Committee members hope to gather the 190 signatures they need to place the question on the school district's town meeting warning and see where things go from there. For the GNAT TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.